Okay, best sci-fi. I'm thinking we could like make me like a cool futuristic alien and stuff, CGI and everything.
Yeah. Definitely. It's gonna be awesome.
Cool. We have like the budget and everything to do that, right?
Yeah, trust me. It's gonna look awesome. It's gonna be totally sci-fi.
Okay, I hope so, because otherwise I'm gonna look like a goddamn fool with this thing on my head. Welcome back to another episode of the Weekly Watchlist, the show where we count down the best movies and TV to stream right now on Prime Video. This week, we're talking about sci-fi, one of the most imaginative genres where filmmakers get to explore deep questions about society in far-flung settings. And we're hitting all of the best sci-fi subgenres this week. I'm talking time travel, dystopian futures, aliens, action-adventure, space operas. So let's get into it. Here are the best mind-blowing sci-fi titles to stream right now on Prime Video. Coming in at number 1, this is maybe the only TV show to be adapted from a board game, into a series of novels, into a genre-defining hard sci-fi classic. Check out all 5 seasons of the Amazon original space opera, The Expanse. This one's set in a futuristic 24th century society where humanity has colonized a lot of the solar system. You've got the Earthers and the Martians, who are locked in an ongoing Cold War. Then you have the Belters, the oppressed working class group born on the asteroids and moons of the outer planets.
We're the only ones who know what happened to the kids.
Enter the crew of the Rocinante, Holden, Amos, Alex, and Naomi, a ragtag group of misfits mining asteroids for ice before they're attacked by a stealth vessel. Barely surviving, the remaining crew work together to figure out who was behind the attack, only to stumble upon a vast conspiracy that threatens the delicate balance of the entire solar system. Now, it's hard to summarize 5 seasons worth of plot development, but The Expanse is one of the richest sci-fi shows ever made. If you're into tense political intrigue, there's Christian Avasarala, the hard-swearing, torture-loving UN undersecretary. If you're into immersive world building, there's the amazing production design on the ships and the rickety asteroid colonies. And if you're just a hard sci-fi loving nerd, this is the show for you. It's full of big ideas, like how the Belters born in low G can't handle the gravity of the Earth and face discrimination because of their elongated bodies. As well as scientifically accurate details like what fire looks like in a vacuum. So catch up on one of the best sci-fi space operas ever made before season 6 comes out. Coming in at number 2, let's hit one of the most defining time travel movies in all of science fiction. It's the iconic trilogy from Robert Zemeckis, Back to the Future.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Michael J. Fox plays Marty McFly, an 80s high schooler who lives with his kinda depressing family in a small town and is friends with crazy scientist Doc Brown, played by Christopher Lloyd.
Great Scott!
When Doc steals some plutonium and creates a time-traveling DeLorean, Marty is roped into a series of zany, timeline-jumping adventures that span 3 hit movies. There's the original Back to the Future, where Marty goes back to the 50s and has to set his own parents up to make sure he's born, all while avoiding the flirtations of his disturbingly thirsty teenage mom. There's Back to the Future 2, where Doc and Marty go to the fantastic future of 2015 in order to stop Marty's kids from ruining the family and then spend the rest of the movie cleaning up the timeline they altered. And then there's Back to the Future Part 3, where Marty has to go back to 1885 to save Doc from getting killed in a gunfight, and even pulls off a train heist. Now, the Back to the Future franchise is one of the best examples of the time travel subgenre, definitely worth revisiting to see how fresh and iconic these movies still are. There's the amazing production design that gave us hoverboards, dehydrated pizza, and self-lacing Nikes. But I think what makes these movies really special is how optimistic about the future they are. What's going on? Whoa, future Nate? What are you doing here? Did something go terribly wrong? Do we have to go back and fix it? Yes, in the future, we run out of beer money. But then I remembered, in 2021, we have a fridge full of Modelo's, so I came back to kick it. That's cool. Why don't you just hang out for a bit and I'll finish this video. Alright, cool, sounds good. Cool. Coming in at number 3, we have a sci-fi satire about American dystopia and society run amok. It's Paul Verhoeven's ultra-violent 1987 classic, Robocop.
Drop the gun. You are under arrest. Thank you for your cooperation.
This one's set in an alternate 80s Detroit where crime and underfunding are destroying the city, and even the police force has been contracted out to Omni Consumer Products. Their solution? the ED-209, an invincible military-grade killing machine that will police the city.
Please put down your weapon. You have 20 seconds to comply.
I think you'd better do what he says, Mr. Kenny.
You now have 5 seconds to comply.
Meanwhile, we've got Peter Weller as Murphy, a good cop who gets killed in the line of duty. Naturally, the executives at OCP concoct a plan to reanimate Murphy's corpse and create Robocop, a somewhat different invincible killing machine. With a human face and terrifying dick-shooting accuracy.
Let the woman go. You are under arrest.
He's gonna kill her!
Also, is it just me, or did the scientists that worked on Robocop spend all their time giving him that wagon? Man's got a whole radio flyer in the trunk. Robocop immediately begins cleaning up the city, but becomes more and more haunted as memories of his past life slowly come back to him.
Can you do that, Dad?
Now, Robocop is one of the best, most accurate dystopian movies I've ever seen. For a 30-year-old IP satirizing the Reagan era, it's kind of depressing doing a rundown of all the things that Robocop gets right about our society today.
I'd buy that for $1.
There's the militarization of the police, and similar to this movie, my contract actually contains a Robocop clause, where Amazon has the right to reanimate my corpse and turn me into an invincible content-creating machine. I am RoboNate.
What are your prime directives?
Plug Amazon content, increase engagement, make lazy jokes. Next up, it's a tale as old as time. Boy meets alien, boy keeps alien as pet, alien leaves home and breaks boy's heart. It's Steven Spielberg's 1982 masterpiece, E.T. the Extraterrestrial. Alien botanists are secretly visiting Earth to collect samples until humans show up and they fly off, accidentally leaving behind one of their own. Then there's Henry Thomas as Elliot, a 10-year-old boy living with his recently separated mom and 2 siblings. Elliot notices something's hanging out on their property and discovers a horrible, wrinkly-looking alien which he names E.T. E.T. is basically half super-intelligent pet and half space Jesus, with telekinesis, healing powers, and even the ability to resurrect dead things. As the two grow closer, it becomes clear that E.T. really wants to go home, and starts getting sicker and sicker during his stay on Earth. Do we need to stage an intervention for E.T.? Like, come on man, get your shit together. You're strung out, you're ashy as f***, you're passed out naked in a river, you have people that love you, man. What follows is a classic Spielberg adventure where the kids use all their pluck and moxie to save E.T. and send him home. Gotta pedal faster. See, E.T., I'm also contributing to making this bike fly into the sky. But in all seriousness, this is one of the most tender, heartwarming alien films ever made by one of the American masters. This is really a movie about childhood, centering around Elliot and E.T.'s point of view. We don't even really see any adult faces for most of the movie, except for Elliot's mom. Nothing is really fully explained, and there's a sense of mystery and wonder that perfectly captures the feeling of being a kid. Rounding out our list, it's one of the best sci-fi action adventure films to introduce the world to John Boyega. I'm talking Joe Cornish's 2011 directorial debut, Attack the Block.
You know what that is? I'll tell you what that is. That's an alien, bruv. Believe it.
This one's about a young teenage street gang defending themselves from alien invaders in a South London council estate on Guy Fawkes night. In the middle of a mugging, an alien drops from the sky. Moses and the gang end up killing it, and keep the alien corpse to sell on eBay. Over the course of the night, more and more aliens show up, and Moses and the gang are forced to team up with the nurse they were mugging earlier to fight off the invaders and defend the block.
Moses, don't, man!
Lovely fireworks.
Nah, mate, it's an alien invasion.
Of course it is.
Let's get down there, cuz.
Let's go fuck them up. Hey, I'm killing them straight. Hey, let's get tooled up, blood.
Attack the Block basically did nothing upon theatrical release, but since then, it's become a cult classic.
Quite sweet, really, aren't they?
It takes a lot of inspiration from B-movies, especially John Carpenter's Assault on Precinct 13. The design of the aliens is really cool, the lead casts are all great and speak in an impenetrable London patois, and you've got a young John Boyega, who immediately comes off as a goddamn movie star. The film also does an incredible job of humanizing the teenage criminals, and also suggests that the underserved communities can still band together to better their environment. So check out one of the best sci-fi action adventure movies of the past decade. Trust, bruv. And there you have it, the best sci-fi titles to stream right now on Prime Video. What did you guys think of this week's list? What genre do you want me to tackle next? Comment below. Or feel free to let me know how much of an idiot I am for not including your favorite sci-fi movie. I can take it. Until next time, don't blink. Always be streaming. Now, if you think humans should be the ones recommending movies to people and not robots, be sure to comment and like. Check out more of the weekly Watchlist with me, your man Nathaniel. New episodes every Friday. And if you really love cinema, I know you're going to subscribe.